Today on Dini, Richard Eden, the real RoboCop, overcoming food addiction. Jim did it, and a love potion even Clark can't resist.
Would you believe me if I told you that in this tiny... What are you doing, Vern?
There's just something so alluring about you, Dini.
Dale, what are you doing? Guys.
Jeez, you smell great.
I'm telling you, it's the stuff. It's the stuff. Go back, go back. This... I don't know, maybe I put too much on, maybe not enough. In this little bottle is a love potion of sorts. This is 2 little bottles of it. This bottle contains pheromones, Athena pheromones, and coupled with your favorite perfume is guaranteed to drive members of the opposite sex wild. Please welcome the woman who has made all of this happen, Dr. Winifred Cutler of the Athena Institute. Winifred. Hello again, nice to meet you. Now, this is a woman who is not given to developing things like love potions, but a woman who holds a PhD and studies things such as fibrous tumors in women and writes books on life cycles, which is a very serious treatise of how we live in cycles. So what are you doing with a love potion, Winifred?
Well, the Athena pheromone came out of 20 years of research, and what had happened was about 20 years ago when I began to do studies of women's biology and women's behavior, we made discoveries that inevitably led to this little product. Pheromones are substances, to give you a definition, that an animal, say a dog, let's forget human for a minute, a female dog, when she's in heat, she emits into the atmosphere something that we would not smell, but something that lures the males from miles around to come after her. Sex attractants.
Right. And in the female, in the woman, it's not a pheromone. Does it not come from human perspiration? Sweat.
Not bad. Originally, the studies that we did that launched the discovery that human sex pheromones actually exist in 1986 were collected from the underarm sweat that was combined with other substances that were subjected to analysis, frozen, put in a deep freeze, taken out a year later, applied to the upper lip of women who received it versus a placebo. And in that original study, we were using the natural extracts from humans. This is no longer done that way.
Oh, is this a chemical, or you've broken down, I don't know what you do as scientists, but you break it down and create a, what is the word I want? Synthetic.
This is a synthesis of of our secret trade formula that has a patent pending that mimics what we found to be the active ingredients that originally came from here.
Now, what happens, if my memory is correct, and maybe this came out of the last interview I did with you, where when people are involved in a passionate process and they perspire, that the pheromones are given off and there's like a bonding?
Well, something like that.
Bonding through sweat. Something like that.
We had found, not quite, but we had found that a woman who's in a regular monogamous stable.
This is right. This interview's all coming back to me. That's right. That's
you and I talked about this right here.
That's right. That's why women who work together, their menstrual cycles sometimes go in the same rhythm because
pheromones.
Pheromones. That's what it is. And men and women have this attraction. And when you sleep with a man, a woman who sleeps next to a man, it's the pheromones, and that's very healthy for you.
Well,
is this what from our last interview?
Yes.
Well, I have a great memory.
It's 2 interviews ago.
2 interviews.
2 books back.
2 books. How many years ago was that?
Probably 1991.
Gosh.
3 years ago.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, good selective memory here, you know? I think it's your voice that triggered me, or it's this pheromone. Or, you know what happened with me?
Do you know what he said? Did you hear what this gentleman over here?
What Vern said?
He said he felt something. He wasn't putting you on. He said when he got around a woman that had it on, he felt.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You could actually, because I've been wearing this for a week. I noticed you've been really. I noticed you've been nice to me this week. I also noticed that my dog, Charlie, has been, no, I'm serious. Charlie's been sleeping all over me.
Well,
I wake up and there's old Charlie. Snuggle up, Charlie, will you leave me alone?
I haven't done any studies like that. I have to be straight about this. What I have found the women are telling us, and right now we've sent out 5,600 surveys to our first 5,600 purchasers, and that data is coming back in. But if I go back from before that, we found that about 75% of the women who used it in our test study reported positive effects, and those were things like it increased the romance in a long-term monogamous relationship. A woman would
It
say,
turns him on.
well, yes, but in a very gentle way.
Or that either he starts chasing dogs in the neighborhood. Didn't work well with Harry,
Yes.
but
Well, we had a young woman who was in her mid-20s who said to me, she was faxing in her data every week, and she said, my husband has become sort of like a roommate to me. We like each other. We're committed to each other.
But the thrill is gone.
Yes, and she said that ever since I started wearing this, he comes up to me when I'm washing dishes and he nuzzles his neck and his nose in my neck.
Licks my ears.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Doesn't the human female produce her own pheromones? Why do I need your pheromones when I got my own pheromones?
Well, you may
And
not.
What happened to my pheromones?
You may not need them, but for those women who find it effective, they send me letters and say, thanks for helping me add to my own formula, because that's really what it's doing.
But all of us go through times in our life. I mean, if you're with the guy, that's how you got him. You attracted him. He obviously, there was that, you know, he looked into your eyes, you looked into his eyes.
Well, that's visual. This is olfactory.
But do your pheromones decrease over age or something, or do, you know?
I'd love to know that. We don't have any data. I was the person who co-discovered human sex pheromones, so I'm really attuned to what the research publications are in this subject. And there has been no additional studies that I've seen in the scientific press.
The formula, of course, is secret. You're not going to sit there and give your formula away. This stuff also sells for, is it $95 for this?
Yes, plus shipping. That's
Plus
right.
shipping.
That's right. Now, this is a 4 to 6 month supply. Understand that. The way a woman uses it, she lifts this up, breaks the seal, pours it into her own bottle of perfume.
Yeah, I mix it with my favorite perfume.
Exactly. And then applies the perfume once a day. Here, a little bit here, a little bit there. And she does
I missed this.
That's the critical part.
That's the critical part. See how smart I am.
What do you think?
This just got Charlie Brown. This
People
got
don't
Bird.
read our package insert. I don't understand why. I understand why people don't read directions, but it does say it.
I know, but we all follow that when all else fails. Oh, look, there are directions.
Yes.
When all else fails, read the directions. Okay.
Yes.
Now, and I'm sure you're all wondering, does it really work? Does this stuff really work? It doesn't work on all women.
No. We find 70 to 75. Whoops.
Don't drop that at 70. Yeah, $95 a month. Here, I'll put it someplace safe, okay? We'll just put it.
75% of the women who use it
say it works.
Say it works.
Because a couple of girls in my office, a couple of women in my office, very beautiful girls.
Our newer package has bigger print.
Oh, well, see, there's a problem. The printing is so small.
Yeah, it was, but we're getting better.
Could you hold that over there? Oh, I see. The correct quantity of the... And it didn't work for a couple of girls in my office. But we have a lady here named Kathy who has tried the Athena pheromone. Did I say the word correctly? Athena?
You did.
What does Athena mean?
Athena Institute is the name of our institute. And Athena was the goddess of wisdom and the arts.
I knew she was a goddess. There you go.
Athena. And she has a powerful helmet to protect her against the slings and arrows of what will assault her.
And now she's got a really good smell. Athena pheromone. Okay, Kathy, come on and tell us your story. Now, are you single, married?
I'm single. I was seeing someone, and
You were seeing someone?
I was seeing someone.
Okay, he's gone.
He's
got the pheromones and
no,
dumped them.
he's not completely out of the picture, and I think this might have something to do with it.
Oh.
So he's still in the background. But when I first heard of this, I didn't believe in it, and I thought
it's tough to believe in right away.
It really was. And I thought, I don't think so. But a friend of mine was using it, and she let me use hers just to try. And I tried hers, and then I went out, and I bought my own bottle, and it's made quite a bit of difference. I waitress.
How much of a difference is it?
It made a difference that in trying to break up in the relationship, it's made it very difficult because he's been absolutely wonderful to me. He's like a totally new person.
Well, what happens if you run out of pheromones? Does he turn into a jerk again?
Oh, no. Oh, he was never a jerk.
Charming.
Oh, no, he was never a jerk.
But he's a lot more attentive, a lot more loving. So if the stuff runs out...
And before, when we were still, and I was using it, he knew something was different, but didn't know what. He kept thinking, what is different? What are you doing that's different?
Really?
What is that?
Now, is part of this the, what do you call that effect? You know, the, when you believe something will happen, you make it come true.
There is always a placebo
Or
effect.
self-fulfilling prophecy here?
In anything, there will always be a placebo effect. What was interesting was our original study was double-blind, placebo-controlled. Some women got placebo, some women got pheromone. 73% of the pheromone users got our effect, 11% of the placebo users got it. And that was 7 years ago. Last September, when we repeated our study, but this time in this new formulation that doesn't come from human armpits, comes from a laboratory, it's pure, it's clean.
Unhuman armpits, no, no.
But it's synthesized human pheromones, and it's dissolved in a cosmetic alcohol.
Right.
And that's what you have there. Very tiny quantity because it's very strong. When you pour it into your perfume, you don't want to dilute your perfume. You just want the real stuff. Again, 70 to 73% reported an effect with it.
How long will it take before you notice it? I mean, this is... So what do? Put this on and go hang around your favorite place and see who comes up to you? Hi. Just,
Well, we
or
suggest
see what happens to your husband?
we suggest you make sure you put it where it belongs, which is right here, a little bit back here, and that you go about your normal life.
It's also obviously it's the olfactory
The olfactory
He's
system.
got to smell it.
Well, we're not sure whether you smell it and it affects something about the chemical signaling that you do,
Oh.
or whether the very fact of it combining with your chemistry sends out a signal that's different. We have women saying, I've been wearing the same perfume for 18 years. Suddenly, he's saying, what is this delicious smell you're wearing?
It's true. It is true.
Is that what happened for you?
It is. I waitress, and in waitressing, after I started wearing this, it was like the customers, I felt like I was part of their group. And they included me on everything, and it wasn't so much that all the attention I was getting, it was, well, it made me feel better about myself. And then...
Well, which comes first, though?
Well, I think maybe in my mind, wearing it and then getting all the attention, I guess they came together.
Now, do you
So-
get bigger tips? I mean, these people more generous?
Yes. Yes, I have increased, my tips have increased on days that, matter of fact, I had a couple servers come up to me and ask me, what are you doing? At that point,
Really?
yeah,
They could see your tips
they could
were
see
bigger?
the tips, because at a couple parties I pulled, and they said, what are you doing? What do you do to make this? I'm not going to tell them, I have on my love potion. I'm not going to not tell my customers, right?
Right.
So I've had customers that were there, and then after wearing the potion, treated me like a totally different person. It was incredible. That's when I came home and bought it. It was incredible.
It's what our survey went, the women who are answering our survey, we asked them, is it working for you? How's
Okay.
it working? And have you recommended it to anyone? We have so many women saying it's working for them, it's great. Or, have you recommended it? No. They're not willing to let anybody else know about it.
Now, we're just
That's
going to
it.
open this. You know
That's
what I
it.
wanted
No,
to know?
Be careful. Be careful.
Be
We
careful.
tell people to
Don't go
open
crazy?
it on a plate because you don't want to spill it. It should smell like just a little bit of alcohol should be what you smell because it's dissolved
There's
in alcohol.
absolutely no smell to
Right.
this at all. But
Right.
if I were to take it over to this man in the front row, I mean, what happens to, I mean, can you smell this? Does this smell?
Shouldn't.
Do you love me? Yeah. Is there anything you want to say to me after smelling this? Notice I picked
It's
two
odorless.
young, really good-looking guys, which proves that I'm no fool with this stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, it's like alcohol.
See, it doesn't do
exactly.
anything yet, eh? But by the end of the show, tell me how you're feeling, okay? I'll keep coming back to you. Okay, there you go. The story of Winifred Cutler's Athena pheromones. I should tell you one last thing, that part of the money that you have made from this is going towards
Yes.
some future research you're doing on studying growth of fibroids in women, and how,
That's right.
which leads to hysterectomy, and maybe you can prevent that, and that's
Yes.
what you're using.
Athena Institute is a women's health center, which includes a research division. We publish, study, and that's what I was telling you about, the funds. Not all of them, but
Right.
a significant part are being diverted into fellowships
Okay.
for scientists.
It's
Yes.
very nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for having
And I
me,
will
Vera.
remember this interview. Of course, I remember the other, too.
Yes,
You're a
you did.
memorable lady. Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you very much.
Now, if you would like to order the Athena Pheromone 1013, you can call the following number. And the number is area code 215-896-9511. It's called 1013 because that's your birth date, isn't it?
October 13th.
October 13th. When we return, we have RoboCop. I might just keep this, see if this guy falls in love, you know.
Ahead on Dini, the man behind the medal, actor Richard Eden. And Kim goes from suicidal to exercisal, beating food addiction.